Let me check if I switched on the recording or not. Sometimes that has happened. Welcome everyone to another episode of Products of Thought. I'm still at TTOX Summer Edition in Bangalore, and with me is a really great designer who's come up with a game about life, about attaining moksha. So, everyone, please welcome Sahil.
Thank you. Wonderful. A bit excited as well, and a little bit nervous as well because this is my first time. Board gaming and gaming in general is kind of new for me. I was very skeptical when I entered this industry because I actually had no background or no knowledge about how this works or how to go about it. So usually people play a lot of games and then design board games. For me, it's the other way around. Yeah, so I had this idea. I started working on it, and then while working, I realized that in order to be efficient at it, I need to know how others have designed. So that's how I started the scramble of searching for board gaming or where board game clubs are. And I was lucky enough to find a few places in Mumbai.
Can you tell me what's the name of the game and what was the idea behind like I want to develop this kind of game?
So the name of the game is Mumukshu. So the core idea behind this was I knew that games in general, 95% of them or vast majority of them, they have a very heavy Western influence over there. Most of the games are European or American in nature, and I didn't see there is hardly anything which truly represents Indian culture, way of life, and Indic nature in general. So this was always something which I had in mind that maybe I can do something about it, and that's where the origin of that thought happened. And gradually, I was very I was working abroad, so it was always a decision whether I should pursue this full time. It was a difficult decision, but yeah, I thought maybe if not now, then when. So that's how it began.
So when we were talking earlier, you told me that this was a game of life
Yes.
and it was all about attaining moksha. So what part? Well, I mean, when trying to mechanize that, when trying to gamify that, what is like the biggest hurdle that you face?
Right. Beautiful question. You know, this has been actually a major issue because uh, when I started designing the game, first thing I had in mind. So basically, if you look at Indian arts and entertainment in general, unlike Western arts, they are not just means of entertainment. Of course, entertainment is a major part of it, but other than that, it is also about elevating you in some way or another, maybe spiritually, maybe consciously, or making you a better person. So my idea about while making the game was also that it should give a huge value addition in terms of apart from just entertainment as well. So when you look at say Kathak or any form of Indian arts, that's how they work. So this was one of what was in my mind while designing. And since Indian history and culture was something I was greatly fond of, I had a lot of knowledge in a way. So because of that, there was so many things I wanted to do all at once. So the game, you will when you see there are so many elements. There is a concept of purusharthas for ashramas. Then you explore Bharatvarsha. Then something called as siddhis are a very important part of the game. Then you fulfill, then you do karmas. Then there is complex topics like Maya also an integral part of the game. So bringing all that and making a game, and plus that it has to be very fun and competitive and strategic. That was a huge challenge, like genuinely very huge.
This entire setup of the mat reminds me a bit of a bit of Monopoly, a bit of Ludo, a bit of everything. So if you had to describe in just like a few sentences how you play this game and how you win this game, how would you describe it?
Uh, that is true because that was the only board game I had played ever in my life before I started working on board games. How do we play? So the idea is to attempt. Mumukshu essentially means someone who's seeking moksha. So the game is about reaching moksha, reaching and in order to reach and attain moksha and win the game, you have to do good karmas. The quality of the karmas determine which player wins the game. And so there are just like in real life, you have personal ambitions, personal goals. Then there are family needs and wants that you have to fulfill. Then there are spiritual endeavors that you perform, and there are societal responsibilities. So while doing all these objectives and competing with your rivals and taking care of yourself from their siddhis and superpowers, you also have to take care from the effects of Maya. And if you are not able to, then there are heavy consequences in the game. So yeah, that's what the game is about.
Is this game more inspired from the religious teachings or the philosophical teachings?
So so I have been a philosophy student almost since I was in 11th standard. The Indian history is so vast and so beautiful, and there is so much to learn from it as well. So, and unfortunately, as a part of our education, we have learned only the history of Delhi-centric history. So, for example, people from Assam won't know much about the history of Bangalore, or people from Kerala won't know much history of, say, Northeast India. So, this game, unlike that, it focuses on individual history, individual culture, individual heroes. As a Bangalorean, suppose you land in, say, Kerala, you will learn about the local history of Kerala, the local culture, the heroes of Kerala, the festivals of Kerala, and all this is a byproduct. Okay, it just happens as a part of the game.
So I can see a lot of cities name. Some are from India and some are from outside.
Yes.
So what was the reasoning behind that, and what happens when you actually step onto those particular places?
Yeah. As you rightly pointed out, there are multiple places in the game. They are marked with pink color. These places were either a part of ancient India, or they have very heavily influenced by Indian culture. So, for example, you will see this place called Khotan. Okay, 99% of the people must have never heard of it. Maybe if I say Xinjiang, people, the bell will ring. So modern day, this place Khotan is in modern day China in Xinjiang. Okay, so Xinjiang is infamous for other things, but if you trace back its history, the city was founded by an Indian king. We must have heard about Chandragupta Maurya, his grandson Ashoka, and the grandson of Ashoka was the founder of this place. So all these places which are seen in this game, which are foreign or outside the geography of current India, they either were a part of ancient India, or they were heavily influenced by Indian culture.
Okay, and is it still this game? Is it still in the play testing phase, or how far along in the development are you? And are there things that you are learning that that you're thinking that okay, I might change a bit of this. Okay, this I need to fix. Is it-
Yeah. So currently, I can say the game is almost in the final stages of its testing. Although feedback, even if I had developed this game 3 years ago, I would still welcome feedback, because all types of opinions, thoughts are necessary for the growth of the game and also of me as a person. So of course, all kinds of feedbacks are important and necessary. And the game, essentially, I'm planning to release it commercially, since most of the game mechanics and all I've designed alone. It was a bit difficult to manage everything alone. So, and especially since there is a lot of research involved. And I would also take this opportunity to thank a few fellow friends who really helped me in this journey. My good friend Akshaya Patil, she helped me with the art. I'm not very good with art, so she has an immense contribution in that aspect as well. Apart from that, my two friends Saket and Malvika, they also helped me with other aspects. So yeah, so without them, this journey and Mumukshu wouldn't have been possible.
a friend in need is a friend indeed. Last question, just before we wrap this up. Uh, as you know, history is often written by the victors, and as far as history goes, sometimes there's a lot of fiction involved in that, and sometimes things get lost in cultural exchange as well. So while you're trying to educate people through the background, through the as a byproduct of playing the game, or is there a kind of do you feel like a responsibility of not just being accurate as well as respectful?
Very true. You are very valid question, and especially in Indian context, it is very important as well. This question. So yeah, for me, as I said, research took the maximum amount of time, and the research is still ongoing. I've been testing this game in various cities also for this reason. I extensively travel precisely for this reason as well. That is why you see such diverse representation in the game as well. We also have plans to have a formal approval from research scholars and PhD scholars when kids are involved, when children are involved, when education is involved. We have to also act responsible. So yeah, a formal sense of approval from them will also take place.
I mean, that's great. I mean, because I feel like that's something that can be easily overlooked, and that can, negatively, in fact, negatively affect players, because it's being presented as kind of fact, and then your thoughts can be easily influenced. So I'm really glad you've done the research and like getting those approvals. If somebody wants to playtest this game right now, how can they do that?
Preferably, I would like to play test only in Mumbai because I'm really tired. This is my 9 to 10 city. I have been traveling continuously. But of course, if there is genuine curiosity, genuine excitement to not just play test it, but to be a part of Mumukshu journey, I really don't mind traveling.
Sahil, thank you so much.
And they can directly contact me as well if they want to collaborate, contribute, or play the game in general. Now, I'm always up for any kind of collaboration and contribution.
Where can they reach you?
So my number and my the way to contact me is mentioned in this standee over here. This is my number.
I'll show it.
Thanks a lot, and thank you for the wonderful interview and the questions. It was delightful speaking to you.
It was a delight speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Please check this game out, and I'll see you in the next episode of Products of Thought.